What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with the Green Goblin classic overview on his kit and overall his usage. Now that we've gotten fully unlocked from the trial event here, I always like to go through and make sure we review his kit overall, T4 recommendations, as well as what Iso-8 does make sense. As you can see, the reason he's leveled up right now is because of the fact that we did bring him immediately into the legendary event, so that way we can use him for the city villains. Even at 70k at 3 yellow stars, he was still very, very useful in difficulty 7 with all the packs activated. We were able to get that done with him, especially helping out in those city villain nodes. So I pushed him as high as I could. As you can see, my gold there, I don't have much left, but I mean, it was awesome just to bring him up, and now I am in gold saving mode. So yeah, let's get right to it, guys. Let's first review his kit, as well as assess then overall what Iso-8 can potentially make sense. There's definitely some options available, but we also have to think about the dynamic of the team. Absolutely love the skin and the kit that they made for him, though. Absolutely amazing that they're finally giving a shout out to this character classic, especially adding him into the game, while rounding obviously the Spider-Verse characters, but as well being part of this Superior 6 opportunity. Now, starting off with his basic attack here being Goblin Bomb. Essentially, it's a pretty cool attack just to even watch him throwing the bombs, but it attacks primary and adjacent targets, can't be counterattacked. As you level this ability up, it does actually apply defense down, which is really cool. And then more specifically though, because they're going to be utilized as a Cosmic Crucible team, he's actually going to gain 10% crit chance for each Spider-Verse character present. So you can see here, this is however needing to be upgraded. It doesn't look like these awakened materials are available in the game yet, but definitely something to be mindful of. In the meantime, I think the 60% is a good T4, but I'm trying to save up T4 materials just because we've been using quite a bit for these new teams, and you never know when there's all these new characters coming out as well. We got the special here being Mechanical Assault. So with this ability here, he does clear barrier on the primary target and attacks while also applying a heal block as well. And you can see here he does quite a bit actually, attacking the heal block, the reduction speed bar, flipping the random positive to defense down. All other positives are switched to negatives. And as well, if the primary target does have a safeguard, he's going to be gaining offense up and speed up for 2 turns. He's going to be attacking the primary target for additional damage, and as well reducing speed bar by per Sinister 6 ally. So it's a very strong special ability and very low cooldown, as you can see, with only 2 energy costs. As you level this ability up, this is where you get a lot of value from it, and that's kind of why we've upgraded to level 6. The T4 definitely is going to be a good one here, because by applying trauma, you can ensure that these debuffs do stick, and as well in Cosmic Crucible, the trauma is going to last for 2 full turns. So I haven't upgraded yet, but as we push this team higher, and as the rest of the Superior 6 characters come live into our game, you bet we're going to be fully pushing this as a Cosmic Crucible opportunity here to bring them into the fold. Ultimate ability is called Goblin Bombardment, and this is a really cool animation to witness for sure. With this ability, again, clearing barrier on all enemies, which is absolutely huge. The Dark Dimension 6 viability for the barrier is immense value, especially when you're going through some of those HP pools that we're dealing with. For that reason, he's cheap as well to bring up, so definitely a great option in the Dark Dimension 6 runs if you guys are interested. Attacking all enemies for percentage damage. Any target with safeguard is going to do additional damage. He's going to flip positives to negatives, apply heal block. He's reducing speed bar once again per Sinister 6 ally. In Crucible, he does clear charges as well, which is nice, and he does repeat this attack as well. With the T4 upgrade here, if the target does not have any positive effects, trauma is once again going to get applied to that target, and if there's 1 or more Sinister 6 protector allies, he's also going to be applying safeguard to the rest of the team. So I think this mainly correlates to either Rhino or Lizard, just because both of them are protector characters, if I'm not mistaken, and that will allow that opportunity for the safeguarding, which is pretty big. And again, what I like about this one is that it does actually get applied even outside of Cosmic Crucible, so there's definitely going to be value to be had for this ultimate ability. It's definitely a sight to behold when you're utilizing it in battle as well. And then lastly, guys, True Osborne is his passive ability here. So quite a few things to go over. He gains charges, obviously, up to a maximum of 5 times. In Crucible, he's also going to be filling up a speed bar per Superior 6. So it's going to be important to have those respective Superior 6 characters, because that does give him the additional turn meter advantage, right? While he does have a charge, so this is where that mechanic kicks in. He's going to be lowering damage by 15% for all enemies. Resistance is also lowered. Ability, block, and vulnerable cannot be applied to himself or any Sinister 6 ally. So it's a natural protection against this debuff, which is pretty big, especially vulnerable, right? At the end of the enemy turn, if this character does have a charge, he's also going to be dealing additional damage on the enemy for adjacent targets. Defense down and speed up is also going to get flipped, as well as positives into negatives. So conversely, the downside with this is that he's going to be losing charges, so he can really quickly lose it, especially if it's the end of each enemy turn. So that's something to be mindful of. Thankfully, his respective Superior 6 allies do provide opportunities to add charges to his kit, and that's kind of how they're going to synergize extremely well, especially in Cosmic Crucible, but even outside of that setting. And then for the stat raw increases, he gains 20% HP and makes his Sinister 6 allies even stronger by also providing them additional HP as well. So I've already gone ahead and T4'd this because there's so much value to be had when you have this mechanic to prevent those ability blocks and vulnerables. Obviously, with the Awakened ability here, this is icing on the cake. Cosmic Crucible offense, he's also going to be applying defense up for 2 turns, and as well to all respective Superior 6 allies. So overall, guys, very, very good kit. He does something that no other character can do in the game, which is preventing those ability blocks. His charges naturally protect the team and provide value. So for that reason, I'm very excited once the shard payout comes. Obviously, we're going to get higher yellow stars of Green Goblin, but as well getting those reds as well. So I mean, at the end of the day, guys, there are a couple of mechanics that do make sense for the Iso-8. I do think a couple stay in mind. Definitely the Raider is one for sure. That's why I've upgraded. I think the amount of AoE burst damage he does, even his basic inflicts damage from adjacent targets, right? And that's really where the value comes from, being able to spread those vulnerables and do additional damage. He's a burst character, so it is nice. I can also see him being a very prominent striker as well. If you want to capitalize on him getting additional damage, taking advantage of the vulnerables, definitely can't go wrong with both of them. For the time being, I'm trying out Raider. I am a big fan of it. It seems like it's doing good. The one thing you do need to be mindful of is when you are thinking about these Iso-8s, consider what the other characters on your team are going to be, right? We know Doc Ock is pretty safe as a healer unless you want to switch him to a skirmisher or some sort of raider to add additional vulnerables. Kraven and Spider Slayer are likely going to be strikers based on the kit I'm reading from them, high level, until their release comes into the game, but I think they make sense for now. And then obviously Lizard, he's more of a supportive character role in that protector position, right? So he's not going to be dealing as much of the damage overall, but he could be applying vulnerable. So you really do want someone else that's going to be applying it, and that's why it does make sense for Green Goblin to have the Raider, but we obviously can pivot later on in the end game. There's going to be opportunities when you're theory crafting and obviously switch it around as well with the other Sinister 6 characters that can be added to this team. So there you guys have it, the full unlock here for Green Goblin Classic. Good luck in your guys' event activities. Hopefully you enjoyed this kit overview in terms of what we can recommend, but overall I think each and every one of his abilities is really strong. It's just more so right now timing for gold on myself, and as well them not being a usable Cosmic Crucible team. I'm just banking on these resources, but typically with these legendary characters, most of their abilities I do highly recommend in upgrading, as that's how you're going to fully utilize their kit usage, especially when they are the engine of the team. So thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate you checking my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.